Hello, trading is closed on February 4th, 2016. I had a few calls last night. I said there was a MEJT target of 1891.41. I thought there was an increased risk of failure, which is what happened. We'll just add that target to the list. I said the most likely scenario for today was a gap outside of yesterday's range, and if that didn't happen, the most likely scenario was that we close little change. Well, about half an hour after I made the prediction, prices gapped up over 10 or 11 handles. So it looked like we were going to get the most likely scenario. But that didn't happen. The next most likely scenario was that prices would close little change, and that happened. During the day, early on, MEJT gave a strong buy signal. The target was hit immediately, and there was resistance over it. Once again, a buy signal doesn't mean buy, it means there's a target at a higher price. You have to use your own decision whether the risk versus the reward justifies taking the buy. In the afternoon, it said ultimately lower prices would print. They did. MEJT printed a red F. It says the move is false and gives us a target for tomorrow of 1920.03. We have some mixed signals. This is a pattern which typically closes at the day's low. When you don't close at the day's low, it's usually very strongly positive unless we have a gap under today's low at tomorrow's open. We also have a pattern that's been rallying all day and wasn't strong enough to close over any of these highs. That's usually a weak signal and leads to lower prices unless we gap over today's high. So based on that, I think the most likely thing is that we have a gap outside of today's range. Now here's what's going on in the 15-minute chart. Here's your stilt. Here's the height of the stilt. It's set that at 38.2%. Here's your target right at today's high. There's also support at the 50% level, and we're just playing Fibonacci ping pong. It's important to see that most of this action is taking place at the Fibonacci 61.8% retracement level of this drop, and that this low here was at the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level. So all this maneuvering is playing Fibonacci ping pong. We've hit the upper level more times than we've hit the lower level, and that increases the odds that the breakout will be higher. We also have an Elliott wave pattern which I don't view as completed. I need one more thrust up to complete wave 2. We have the DeMark buy signals I mentioned yesterday, and we have a higher MEJT target. So a number of things point to the drop. A number of things point to a move higher tomorrow. But I want to stress we still have a lower MEJT target. It's a strong bear market, and a gap down cannot be ruled out. It's not a lock. So the call for tomorrow is that we have a gap outside of today's range. We have a higher target. The preponderance of the evidence suggests the gap is going to be up, but it's not a lock. And if we gap under this low tomorrow, the prediction's killed. And that is today's call.